Welcome back
Yeah.
to the 2 a.m. cast of Pod.
Mm. Yes. Welcome back for another delightful episode with
Yes.
us, the three gentlemen. That being Jiggy Carmacker
Tony Poppins.
and
The big French saw.
the French saw.
French saw.
The French saw.
You know who he is.
Molière.
We missed out today.
Can you could you
Um,
please rate the Martinellis that you are taking down at the current moment? Give it some thought. Give it a nice swirl. What are the legs? What are the primary notes that hit you on the front of the tongue?
Definitely lots of apples.
God damn, is that annoying.
Okay.
Delectable.
Yes. Thank you for joining us once again. Today's a special day.
Very special day.
Yeah, why the fuck did we come in suits?
I don't know. It was just random.
It feels right.
All three of us just randomly came in suits, huh?
I watched Lex Friedman last night, and I'm like, we got to do this.
Yeah.
Got to shout out to Lex Friedman.
But it has been a journey, ladies and gentlemen. And today marks the 100th episode of the 2 a.m. podcast, the creation of not one, not two, but three gentlemen that we like to call ourselves.
100 episodes is very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, we've come quite a way.
Yeah. How do you guys feel?
Can we take it back to the beginning for starters?
We can.
I don't know if our listeners were aware of like the OG setup that we had, but when we first started recording, it was after a we only met once before we started recording, right?
Yes.
You and I, because I've known Zaid for years at,
Yeah.
at that point.
We met at the Panini Grill.
Yes.
We had kebabs. I did not eat that day because I had eaten maybe 30 minutes before.
So hungry, it sounds so good.
But yeah, like you and I barely knew each other.
Mm-hmm.
I was friends with Zaid. So Zaid was kind of the glue that brought it all together. And then after that meeting, we went over to your house to try and record. I had this microphone,
Yes.
right? But we didn't have a means to record multiple mics. We only had like a Scarlett 2i.
2i2.
Yeah,
so
2i2.
It was a 2 input, basically.
Yeah, only 2 inputs. So we ended up going with, you had a shotgun mic, right?
I had a shotgun mic.
Which is like the worst idea.
The thing is, it works if it's not at home.
That's true.
You know, sound sealed. But
You gotta
we made it
start somewhere.
work, man. And then we went around to purchasing our first adapter so we can have a splitter for 2. So now we have 3 inputs.
Oh
Remember
yeah,
that?
we still had the shotgun, and then we had the other microphone, right?
Yeah.
Or
And
what
then,
was
well,
it exactly?
Zaid actually owned a microphone before.
Oh no, you're right. We
So-
ended up using 3 mics, but since it was the 2i2, we got the splitter for that one channel.
Exactly. And I had a
and then 2
condenser.
mic. Yes.
Yeah. So we made it work. We had 3 different mics, but we made it work. Somehow just matched.
Audio quality was
everything.
horrendous, but
Terrible.
now we have the best, arguably the best audio quality in the game.
As bad as it was, I still see a lot of mistakes today that people make, but okay.
That's
sure.
true.
I'd like to say we worked a lot on our audio.
We also worked a lot on our visual. Because I mean, when we first started, we had the teepee in your room.
You're right.
TP.
Yeah, so like you could still hear cars driving by, and like you could still, like, if your family was walking around, you could hear their footsteps. But we had a teepee set up around us, and it was what we mean by that is we had like 4 different posts, and then we attached like blankets and sleeping bags around the outside, so it built like a soundproof kind of barrier.
Yeah.
And then we put that shotgun mic in the middle of that. And then we all sat inside the teepee to record the original episode.
I know we have
It's
footage
legendary.
somewhere. I just need to find it.
We have photos for sure.
We have photos for sure.
Yeah.
I also have GoPro footage.
We could post that.
Yeah.
We definitely
We should
post that.
definitely post
I
that
might
today.
I may or may not post it over this episode.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah,
well,
we went from the teepee, and then did we record like visually an episode in your house? Yes, we did.
we did. It didn't work out. We didn't put it up there, but
Ah, bummer.
I do have the footage.
Still,
Mm.
do you remember which episode that was? That was like 20 something, right? Or 30?
I don't remember what episode that was. It's probably around 20 something,
Mhm.
but the footage is there on the hard drive. So
And that
I can check it out.
was a year ago.
Mhm.
Yeah. Good lord.
yeah.
Trippy to think about, huh?
Yeah.
Was it a year? It was longer than a year ago. Was it not?
It was
Yes, it was at the beginning of COVID, my boy.
It was a year and a
right
half
before
ago.
COVID.
No, it was our first episode. I think was in.
It was late
It
October.
was October 30th or November 30th.
Yeah.
It was one or the other.
Yeah, because episode number 5 was Star Wars. We did talk a lot of shit that day.
Rightfully so. Because fuck that movie.
Yeah.
Franchises just become shit. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The moment that I lost all respect for the new Star Wars franchise was when Leia got blasted out of the spaceship, and then just like through sheer force of whatever, she just opened her eyes, did the hand reach, and then floated right back in there.
But no,
Wow.
we worked on a lot of stuff though, like a lot of details that nobody sees, of course, because we only put out a finished product. But we've experimented with outdoor recording, which eventually we're going to get.
That's
to, but
coming. You better get ready for that
Yeah,
shit.
we need to implement that. Surprisingly, there's a lot of work and there's a lot of like just preparation that goes into doing something completely new, especially if you want to keep it consistent. And I like that we're getting intimate right now.
Like the
Well, it's
first,
the best time.
the
It
first
really is the best
outdoor
time.
recording we had, the reason why we couldn't make it work was because we didn't have the right size of an SD card, right?
Yeah, your recorder only took. I think
Yes.
it was.
Yeah.
What was it? Up to 32.
Up to 32 gigabytes of
Yeah.
an SD card.
And you had a 64
Which,
on you.
honestly, anyone that knows how memory works or anything like that knows that that is the stupidest
Yeah.
thing that you can ever hear of.
So we basically drove 2.5
Like-
hours
Hear it. It's audio.
Sorry, yeah.
for.
No need to apologize.
We spent like 2.5 to 3 hours just, coming to the point where we realized that we can't do this.
Well, what was really annoying about that was we spent like an hour and a half to 2 hours trying to find the right spot.
Yeah.
Right. And we found a lot of really cool places that we could have done it. And then we ended up at this little stream right next to a mountain,
Mm-hmm.
but there was still traffic going by, so you could still hear cars. But whatever, we
Mhm.
were secluded enough. You'd see like one person walking through every, 15, 20 minutes. And we set up, like all the mics are ready. We already dropped one of the mics in the mud. Like our gear is dirty as shit. Like we're kind of tired at this point. Like we're kind of over it, and we're all good to go. And then Saeed puts the card in, and he's like, "It will not read."
Yeah.
We're like, "What?"
It's
Like,
like,
what do
how-
you mean it won't read? And he's like, "Here, let me try this other one." Pop that in. Will not read. We're like, "What's the problem?" And then we started going through all this. We have no cell service, so we
Yeah.
can't figure it out.
Yeah.
Then we just get stressed. We got to leave. But
It's crazy because no matter what routine I take, right? Like my SD cards, I'll open up the pack and I'll have 6 SD cards, no problem. You wipe them down and you transfer them all to your hard drives so that they can be empty and ready for use.
Mhm.
But you can't use them. So I have discovered something new at that point. And I was generally bummed and more frustrated with Zoom, the company that makes handheld recording devices. I don't know why you can't record over 32 gigabytes. Because the more storage, the better, is it not? And you get a faster SD card.
yeah, I have
So
no clue.
it just makes no sense. But
One of
worked
those things
through
we
it.
had to go through.
And at the end of the day, we had a good nature time. So
Good nature
Mm.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
that was nice.
that was very nice. Yeah. What's up and coming?
But yeah, we no, I want to continue
You
down
want to
this.
continue?
So when did we move into this stew?
We moved into this stew probably like maybe a year ago, maybe less, a little less than a year
Mhm.
at this point.
Yeah, we've been here for a while. Like,
Yeah.
of course, it's not nowhere near perfect, but
No.
it gets
Yeah.
the job done, and we're willing to go through,
It was
know,
February of 2020.
and then hopefully,
Oh, so over a year then.
Yeah.
Wow. Jesus.
hopefully with enough work, with enough time, we'll be able to get a better place.
That'll be
100%.
soon.
That will be soon.
Sooner
We'll
rather
see.
than later. That'll be the
We
hope.
shall see.
Exactly. I mean, think about how much has changed in the past 2 years. And we still can't remember. We still say last year.
Well, yeah.
Time just flies and a lot of shit changes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You said we have some questions.
Yeah, we got a question actually, and it was a good one.
Viewer questions.
Viewer questions.
I like the whole question thing, question and answer.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Q&A. I wish,
Like eventually,
I
I want to
wish-
get somebody live to ask us the question.
yeah.
Like
Oh,
a-
like a
That would be super cool.
Like a
maybe like a
hotline.
Zoom call-in thing.
Yeah.
For example, where just like, they're in the waiting room and then you let them in once they're ready to ask the question.
Mhm.
Ooh. We can have like a what's that app called?
What?
That group app?
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse. Kind of like
2
Clubhouse,
a.m. Clubhouse.
basically.
That could be good.
Something like that.
Yeah, like have your own server, have a private room, and then people that are serious can join in.
Well, Discord is good for that.
Discord is good.
2 a.m. Discord might be interesting.
That's
But we
true.
did get this question.
Yes.
And should we say the name of the person who asked or just leave them anonymous?
Depends on them. I don't mind.
Say the name.
This comes from Lord_Nikki P.
Ah,
And he asks, who are your guys' biggest role models? And who are your favorite podcasters?
very interesting question. Would you like me to start?
Yeah,
Sure.
take the lead. You sound excited.
Yeah. My role models are quite a few people, actually. Some of them that are actually in my life, right? Which would be my father, of course. He's taught me a lot of things throughout the years,
Mm-hmm.
especially how to operate, how to, how to handle family, how to handle outsiders, how to handle people that you're acquaintanced with, just things like that. Another one of my big role models would have to be Quentin Tarantino.
Mm.
And I will tell you why.
Okay. I was hoping you weren't, but
Really?
I mean, if you're going to tell us, like,
My bad.
you're like, all right, and
Yeah.
moving on.
Yeah, well, he's very. I see him as like this psychotic man that gets what he wants all the time,
Mm.
right? And I know that he's in storytelling, and with storytelling, it's a very harsh industry. If you're in it, you already know. It's not pretty, right? There's a lot of things happening 24/7, and as a director, you're trying to hold down a lot of things, and you're trying to keep it cool while maintaining the proper story that you want to tell.
Yeah.
Okay. The way he does it is his stories come out so perfect when there's so many disasters on set. I don't know how he does it, and his selection of cast and crew when it comes to visual and audio, even just the best out there. You
Like he
can tell
enjoys the chaos.
he has sort of a process that's a secret, obviously, of like his like selection based on from project to project.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is not going to be the same as Django. Django's not going to be the same as what's another movie? Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction's not going to be the same as any other. Like they're always original, and you can see exactly what he's trying to portray, whether it makes sense to you or not. It's basically he's the master of creating this environment, and I love that. He's one of my role models, inspirations, and everything.
Mm.
Podcasters, we can all agree,
Mhm.
Joe Rogan experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
His wide variety of guests and topics can hit every avenue, dude. You could be comedian, you could be a freaking, I don't know, a gourmet chef. You could be anything, and he'll have a guest for
Be
everything.
a squirrel scientist.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
insane. He just chases after it.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. What about you, big dog?
Well, role models is tough because, like you said, you usually have more
Yeah.
than one.
You can't pinpoint it, and you could talk about it for hours.
Yeah, I mean, for soccer, I would say Lionel Messi, just because I think he's the GOAT. Learned a lot from his game. In terms of like the health category, of course, I have to mention Paul Check. Shout out to
I
Paul
was
Check,
waiting for it.
the bald inject guru.
Yeah, you know what? You got to give that man a lot of respect. He has maintained his body at how old is he again?
In his 60s.
He's in his for a dude in his
He's
60s,
jacked.
He is enormously jacked.
Yeah, and what I like
ridiculously so.
what I like most about him is that he covers everything. He's more holistic in his health approach. But another role model within health is Sherveen, and he owns, I forgot his last name, but he owns a health supplement company called Symbiotica. And I really appreciate the message that he puts out there on social media. He's very authentic.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'd say that's a good introduction to role models. Of course, podcasters, you have to go for Joe Rogan because that's basically how I got into podcasting. I
Yeah.
started to listen to his podcast first back in the day. So
No. I mean, he's a very feel the room kind of guy. I agree. That's why I said we can all agree.
like if you look at his first episode, it's
Yeah.
oh my God, the
Horrendous.
audio quality.
Well, I mean, you have to remember how long ago he did that too.
I think it was 2009.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
09,
Yeah.
010, somewhere
Oh my
around there. Yeah, he
God.
was he's not the first person to ever do a podcast, but he was one of the first people to do a podcast where it became like very successful, almost out of the gate.
Yeah.
Like I think he even said like he was reminiscing about it, and he just made this random room, and it was like a thing that you had to log on to because it's a live stream.
Mhm.
And I think he said he got like within the first 20 to 30 minutes, like a couple thousand people. And he was like, I did not expect this.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
cool.
coming from Fear Factor, that's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, what about you? Bigger dog.
Largest dog.
That's a very interesting question because I don't know if I have like a specific role model outside of my family. You know, like I respect my dad just because like he's instilled like what it means to have a rigid structure, understanding responsibility, just how to, you know, navigate the world as a good person. And same thing as my mom. She's also done that. You know, she kind of taught me how or what it means to love other people and like respect and things of that nature. So like my parents are definitely two of my largest role models, but outside of my family, I don't know if I can really state one.
Yeah.
And that's
I mean,
okay.
It's hard.
That's
I
okay.
had to go with whatever I was thinking
Yeah.
about. And that's
Because,
what I was thinking about.
like I have a couple different avenues. Like I feel like, you know, I should have a business role model. I really don't, you know, because I mean every business operates differently from one another. And
Yeah.
I mean there's people in business that I respect, but I wouldn't necessarily call them a role model.
Mhm.
You know, like I don't look after everything they do to try to enhance me or whatever, or try to mimic that.
That's completely fine.
Yeah, I don't know of any role models outside of that. If I had to venture a guess on one, actually, and in a weird way, because he's also one of my favorite podcasters, so I'll tie the two questions together. Tom Segura.
I knew it. He's good.
Yeah. Tom Segura, like he's a comedian and he makes very raunchy, offensive jokes, and I understand that. You know, like that's his art form. That's what he likes to do. Now, the thing I respect him for was he started the podcast YMH Your Mom's House, and he did it with his wife, and that was like the first thing they did for podcasting. It was very small. It started in their house, I think.
Yeah.
Then they moved to a small office, got a tiny production team, you know, to boost it up. Then they moved to a new place and they're like, okay, well, we got all this room now. Why don't we start producing other people's podcasts?
Yes.
So then they got other friends on, like Bert Kreischer got his podcast. What's that guy's name? I'm totally blanking. He has the podcast called Honeydew. And
I have no idea.
anyway, he got his podcast on there. Leanne Kreischer, Bert Kreischer's wife, she got her podcast. Dr. Drew, After Dark, he got his podcast. Like, and so he started a business, or he started that podcasting production business, right? Just out of a love for making this show with his wife, and then grew that business into something that was very positive all around. Like they're doing well financially, they're doing well in terms of content, they're doing well in terms of views. Like everything about that, I respect Tom because he's like, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
So for both podcasters and role models, Tom Segura, the way he conducts business, I love that to a T. And then for other podcasters, obviously, I'm not going to say, I'll say his name for a third time, Joe Rogan. I won't be as long about it, but I think the other person who deserves a lot of respect, and like even more than he's getting right now, has to be Lex Friedman.
I'm not sure who that is. But.
Lex Friedman, well, we're dressed like him right now. He literally wears a black
swear to
suit.
God.
He wears a black suit and a white shirt and a black tie for damn near every episode of his podcast, except for when he has Michael Malice on. They always put on like some communist outfits, like because Michael Malice, he was studying the Soviet Union to write a book, and you know, so he's like he has a very deep knowledge of it. And then Lex Friedman actually grew up in the Soviet Union, so he has like a Soviet Union era uniform. And then Michael Malice wears like the Chinese, the CCP outfit, or sorry, it was North Korean. My bad.
I haven't seen him without that suit at all.
I think there's only like 2 episodes, maybe 3.
Okay.
Wow.
But he makes great content. Like, ironically enough, people call him the new Joe Rogan on YouTube because he's gotten a lot of Joe Rogan's guests to come on. And since Lex Friedman, he wants to build like robots that are paired with AI. He's a very smart scientist.
Yeah.
And so he asks these people much more in-depth questions than they would get on the Joe Rogan Experience. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, I love Lex Friedman, Tom Segura, JRE. You know, those are great podcasts.
And of course, there are probably a lot more that just don't come to mind.
So many more.
Yeah.
I'm actually shocked you didn't mention Ben Greenfield's podcast.
See, didn't come to mind. Ben Greenfield is definitely one of the
Yeah, you're a
the
big
big players
You're a
out
big
there.
fielder.
Well, the guy's resume speaks for itself. So
What about Tim Ferriss?
Tim Ferriss, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know who Tim Ferriss. Well, I probably do. I just need to see his face.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tim.
But it's
I
definitely
apologize.
an exciting field to be in because I don't even think it's been fully adopted yet.
Yeah.
Like
It
in
has
terms of
not.
big money, corporate money coming in, I don't think it's.
I mean, think about it. If YouTube is still growing till this day, what is gonna stop
day?
podcasting from growing? Right?
nothing
It
because
still continues.
Wait, you
people
mean
wanna
our
hear
podcast
conversation.
or just the
the
podcast,
podcast
market? Okay.
market.
Well, I think the thing that's gonna like the podcast market's already big. Like I know people, you're like, it's not as big as it could be, bro. And yeah, of course, that's almost any market in the world, right?
Yeah, but it's already
Except
big.
for like VHS tapes. I think that
Mhm.
ship has sailed a long time ago. Same with CDs; those are
Yeah.
kind of starting to fall out. But like podcasts, it's going to be the same thing as essentially YouTube or the music industry.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're going to have a lot of like F through C list players, and then you're going to have a decent amount of B players, right? Like right now, I'd say we're what would you rank us as like in terms of viewership? Like a
Depends.
D, like somewhere in between a D and a C.
content, I'd say we're closer to B.
Yeah.
Financially and getting our name out there, I'd say we're closer to like a D.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which kind of sucks because you know it's always
It's part of the process.
it's always more fun to be a B or an A, but you got to
Yeah.
grow, right?
Yeah.
You gotta grow, and you gotta eventually you'll be like well-rounded. You know.
Like that's the funny thing. You see people around you starting podcasts and they don't even make it past 5 episodes. It's like you can't
I mean, like-
expect to make something of it if you're not consistent.
Well, it's like a long time ago we were looking through like YouTube and Instagram trying to see if there were any air quote imposters, right? And there was these 2 kids that just started a 2 a.m. podcast. There was another 2 a.m. podcast that started after ours. I'm pretty sure there's like another one out there or something like that. It's strange.
Yeah, and they've all quit or they just started. and
Well,
it
yeah,
just looks terrible.
The ones that recently came out, they just posted it like 2 or 3 days ago.
Which good for them, but
Yeah.
I mean, listen. We're going to beat all the other ones out that have our name because frankly, we're more consistent and we bring higher quality to it, so
Yeah, and we'd like to offer a lot more too.
Yeah, I definitely want to offer
definitely
a
in the
lot
cards.
more. Like I can't wait till we get to the point where we can like hire some help.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a production team,
exactly.
because you guys noticed if something goes wrong, I have to get up and do it.
No, that definitely changes the game.
Yeah, 100%. And we'll definitely have more like lively photos of us in the stew as well. You know,
Mhm.
I would also just like a more professional. Okay, you know what? Before we get into this, let's frame the question.
yes,
What about our podcast? We've already said what we like about it.
Mhm.
What do you wish we could change, or what do you wish we could aspire to, in terms of not necessarily viewership? Obviously, you could just talk about that all day long, but like, I mean, in terms of the setup we have, location, potentially guests, who
Yeah.
would we like to get on, things of that nature.
definitely for starters, I would like 100% would love a new place.
Yes, that's
You know,
that's top of mind.
yeah, 100%. And as grateful as I am, sometimes you still got to prioritize things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would you rather focus on content or moving to a nicer location?
hmm Which comes at a greater cost.
Yes, of course
exactly.
I want both, but I'm gonna focus on the content for now.
Because the content is what matters for you people at home.
Exactly.
Mm.
And if what flies here is complete bullshit, I don't want it.
That's true. I mean,
That's
how
just-
many
yeah.
how many episodes have we actually canceled because we were just like, this isn't good enough?
Yeah, you
Like,
guys
Not
probably
many,
don't know
actually.
this.
well, we've done like what,
3.
3?
Only a couple, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is pretty impressive considering like 100
Yeah.
episodes.
So we've canceled 3 episodes just because we kind of realize it's not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really isn't good
dude,
enough.
Quality it trumps everything else.
And yeah, we have 2 to the pickiest people here. Yep.
But I mean, where do I see the direction of the podcast? Was that what you asked?
Where would you like us to be?
I mean, I'm thinking on like a 10, 15 year time scale. So within 10 years, I want us to be fully like we have systems that everything's relatively easy. Like us as a trio are able to travel, go anywhere we want, record anywhere we want, interview the craziest guests possible.
Mhm.
And of course, make a good living from it.
Yeah. I want it to be like in the palm of my hand. Like just, I want to talk about Converse today. Well, bring on the founder,
No, straight up.
No, straight up.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that
why
dude's,
not?
That dude's been
Yeah,
dead for a long
he's
time.
been- yeah, of course.
People don't realize how old Converse is as like a brand. They've been
it's
around
from
for
the
a minute.
fifth?
Yeah, I think they came out around the
Mid-50s?
50s. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
But basically, this is a vehicle towards like one of my most important values is freedom. I don't like to be told what to do. I like to be free to choose what I want, who I want to spend my time with, how I want to approach life.
Yes,
This just makes sense for me. So
of course. But do you mean like excess freedom?
free. I mean,
What do
look,
you mean
Oh,
excess freedom?
as in like a job, working.
everything. It allows me to travel. It allows me to make enough money,
Okay,
more than
got
I
you.
know what to do with.
So you would rather be like remote, obviously.
Well, the thing I do like about the podcast and just digital content generation like idea is that Zaid's right. Like anywhere we go, that's new content. Like for example, when we went out to the woods, like that was a whole bunch of Instagram stories, like maybe a post or two.
Yep.
That could have been an episode if we just got the right SD card.
Yeah.
But oops, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
So I'm with Zaid on that. I do like the freedom that like this digital platform allocates or rather gives to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like it bestows upon you just a level of freedom that you can't necessarily get from a 9 to 5.
Yeah, absolutely. You do feel more free.
And as creatives, it's like that freedom is crucial because then you can take it in any direction you want.
Exactly.
Yeah, if I have an idea at 3 a.m., who's stopping me from making it?
Yeah.
My job in the morning.
He's got the Lex Luthor laugh going on.
Can we do a laugh for them? Just like a synchronized laugh of the on my
I
mark.
think we already did that.
Yeah,
dude.
No,
think
let's
we're
do it
already-
again.
Let's do
Okay.
round 2.
Okay.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
God,
See,
that sounds so
that
dumb.
worked. It's gonna sound even better through audio. Yeah, you guys can't see it, but we're literally lounging in a different room right now on the TV screen.
It's a great living room with a nice cozy fire, a solid and well-stocked bar.
Yes.
Which by the way, I don't know how you get back there. It looks like you have to hop over.
Yeah, I think you do. Oh, I might have one of those. I don't know. I
No,
can't
but do
tell.
you see the couches in
Yeah,
the
the
way?
couch is in the way. What the hell?
So how do you get back there? Is there a
Interesting.
door? Or some
Who
shit?
knows?
No, you probably.
I don't
Who
know.
knows?
I don't know.
Yeah, we're complaining about something the audience can't even see.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. But it's raining. It's cozy. There's a fireplace. It's pretty
Mm.
nice. It's just classy vibes.
Mm.
Class.
But I'm glad like we're discussing more of the back end stuff of the podcast because I think transparency is important and important.
Yeah.
And of course, for the audience, if you want to see anything new, if you want to see us improve upon anything, you have free reign. You know where to find us.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
Yeah, leave the comments, drop questions, post shit posts, whatever. Just put it
We
out
prefer
there.
shit posts and memes.
Yeah,
They
DM
are
us.
very-
Like we appreciate things.
Roast
like
us.
we appreciate things that
Ruthlessly.
basically just say, "Hi, it would be cool if you guys did this." It's an idea. is
Yeah.
it not?
Yeah.
And that's how things start. They start
Yeah.
with ideas.
You got some.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think you had an idea for this show, right?
I do. And it
Is
is
that within
right
your
here.
deck of
Yeah, why don't you
cards?
whip it out?
Why don't you whip out your deck of cards?
Okay,
deck, bro.
ladies and gentlemen, today we have the Cards Against Humanity Dad Edition.
Do you want to do the
Which
dad
we
or
randomly
the,
found
do you
at
want to do the
Target.
dad or the AI?
We'll start with the dad. I mean,
By the way,
I
there are
the,
a couple cards.
Zaid's
But-
excited about
Yeah.
it.
the AI pack was made by an
yeah,
artificial
we're
intelligence.
gonna get to
so-
the, but I would rather save the best for last.
Sure.
because it's just the fruit gusher way. the best
Sure.
for last, bro. I'm gonna eat the yellow and orange ones.
I'm not
and
quite
save the
picking up
blue for later.
your analogy, but I'll take it.
Oh,
I thought you were
get me
gonna
now?
start
No,
with
I
the
get
yellow
you.
ones, and I'm like,
mother.
Sorry, no, you
Son
start
of
with
a
the blue ones. I'm
bitch.
like, by the way, I don't think any of them have a different flavor from one another.
I don't think so either.
I think they're all the
Skittles too.
same
Skittles
flavor.
too, by the way.
Huh?
Skittles too.
What do you?
No, that's not true.
That's not true.
I've heard an argument that Skittles are all the
Okay,
same
bro,
flavor. It's just
listen.
the color.
Take it from a guy that eats Skittles. That's not true.
First of all, why are you eating Skittles?
Because I used to eat Skittles.
Okay.
You see,
Okay.
but now I am off sugar. Up until today, Zaid.
Yeah, thank
What'd
you.
you
Yeah, thanks, Zaid.
Eating me
God,
the
we should have
diabetes.
skipped this episode. It should have been 99 and then 101. So we don't get that mark.
I'm gonna have to pay an absurd amount of money for insulin. now.
Okay. I'm gonna hand out 8 cards to each one of you.
Or you just go to Canada.
2, 4, 5,
Or
6,
Mexico.
7, 8. There you go, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is yours, and these are mine. Now,
Some raunchy ass shit. I can
Yeah,
feel
I
it.
told you it's apples to apples, but for adults.
I have I have yet to see this, so let's see what.
Are we
You're gonna
about to have
pick
an
answer.
analytical breakdown of every cards again?
We can. Okay, we have to keep it, of course, under a time limit. So
Okay,
I say 30 seconds to a minute of each of
I
our
will go.
opinions.
you guys are you?
No,
ready?
actually, you know, what? I'm gonna put a timer on. Let's make this a timed game.
Fine.
How about you read out the card and then we only have 10 seconds to react to it?
A few phrases
Okay.
that describe
Make
it.
sure you look at your cards. Try to see like what options you have, because I'm gonna read blanks.
Oh, so what? We have to answer with the cards?
Yeah.
Okay,
you
I get
answer
you.
with
I
the
get you, I
card.
get
These
you.
are answers.
Yeah.
These are prompts.
Okay.
You're gonna fill in the blank. That's it. Cool. And
Actually, oh wait, sorry. Last thing.
damn it.
Last thing. How about this?
Yeah.
You can choose a card as well, right? And
Yes.
then we can argue as to who's the better one, and then the audience at home, they get to rate and pick which ones they think were the winner.
oh hell yeah! And then
Yeah.
we'll post up the wins.
That'd be a good idea.
Cool.
Let's
That
do
is a good
that.
idea. Okay.
See, podcast coming
Hit
up
us.
with ideas.
Let's do it.
Hit
Let's
us.
do it on the spot. Ready? Hit me. Hey kids, I'm Connor's dad, but you can call me Mr. Blank.
5 seconds on the clock.
All right.
All right, I'm good.
Go first.
Sorry. Can you read it out one more time just for the audience?
Yes, of course. Hey kids, I am Connor's dad, but you can call me Mr.
The son of a bitch who knocked up my daughter.
Okay, that's a really good one. Fuck. I chose divorce.
Call me Mr. Divorce.
Ah,
I need a second.
What was it? What did it say?
The son of a bitch who knocked up my daughter.
Oh my god. Yeah, I wonder why you got a divorce, dude. Jesus.
All right.
Now, which card did you pick?
Me?
Yeah.
Hey kids, I'm Connor's dad, but you can call me Mr. What Dad Has to Say About Muslims.
Jesus.
Those are mine.
Xenophobic.
All right. So,
Hold them up.
for all of those at home, we have the son of a bitch who knocked up my daughter.
Divorce.
We have Mr. Divorce,
And we have What Dad Has to Say About Muslims.
who won.
You rate that.
Let us know.
All right, on to the next. And
Pass the black cards.
Oh.
Let's take turns reading them off.
there you go.
No, go for it, Zed. Just pick a card.
All right.
So apparently dad was searching for porn. What the fuck? So apparently dad was searching Pornhub for hot MILF blank.
Zed, you can pick a white card, by the way. I'll put 10 seconds on the clock now. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right. Read out the black card, please.
So apparently dad was searching Pornhub for hot MILF blank.
Making the printer work.
Okay, I chose going bald.
Wait, hot MILF going bald?
Hold on. Read it.
Huh?
Read the black card.
So apparently dad was searching Pornhub for hot MILF.
Having a heart attack.
What the fuck?
Jesus.
It's
It's
one of my
getting dark,
options.
bro.
Yeah, I told you. All right, so what cards we got? We got a dad was searching Pornhub
Yep.
for hot MILFs making the printer work. Hot MILFs, what was yours again?
Going bald.
Going bald and then having a heart attack. Who won? Let us know down
Let us
below.
know.
All right, let's do one
ridiculous.
more of this
Yeah,
and then let's
and
do
then we'll
the
go to the
AI
AI.
pack.
Ready?
What did you think? Money grows on trees? I'm not paying for blank. 10 seconds on the clock. Now. And
This is too funny.
all right, we're good.
Ready?
Dude, what did you think? Money doesn't grow on trees, man. I'm not paying for dad's big sex night.
Read it again.
What's your card? Dude, money doesn't grow on trees. I'm not paying for.
Dolby Digital Surround Sound.
That's kind of worth it though. That's a worthy
Apparently he's not
investment.
paying it.
He should though.
Okay.
That's worth it if you know you're trying to entertain. Dude, I'm not paying for.
Dad's famous chili.
That might be worth it.
Could be worth it.
So we've got, what do you think? Money grows on trees. I'm not paying for dad's big sex night, the Dolby Digital Surround Sound, or dad's famous chili. Let us know who won down below.
Open up that AI pack. I want that. I want it immediately. Yeah, who gives a shit? Just throw it everywhere.
All right, guys, we got the AI pack. So on this unboxing, we're gonna. No, I'm kidding.
Let's see if we got the gold edition.
All right, let's see what this contains.
What if this channel just becomes Pokemon card unboxings? We spent 5 racks and we ended up making $30,000.
This one doesn't have any black cards.
That one doesn't have black cards?
No.
Well, this one we can get into a discussion.
Okay.
Like a
But
mini discussion on.
are they AI questions or is it just like random stuff an AI came up with?
It's just random stuff AI came up with, apparently.
Okay.
You guys want to read them?
Here, let's.
1, 2.
Yeah, just split the deck into thirds.
Pass that down.
I want to see if there's anything interesting in here.
There you go.
It's kind of.
Oh wow. Okay.
Some of these are actually very elaborate.
Okay.
Oh my god! I got a new.
2.
Oh my goodness, dude! How did an AI come up with this?
I don't know.
Algorithms, man.
Oh wait, actually, no. The end of it makes more sense. How it got made up by an AI. It said that shitty season of Mad Men where Sterling Cooper Draper Price gets destroyed by Daenerys Targaryen's dragon.
What the hell?
Okay, so I'm gonna bring this up.
I found one of my favorite cards in all of Cards Against
Okay.
Humanity. Do you have a favorite Cards Against Humanity card, by the way?
I don't know.
My favorite one of all time is A Good Sniff.
A good sniff.
A good sniff. Just
That sounds like a Carson Smith.
it wins in almost
card.
dude, a good sniff wins in almost any scenario.
Fair
If you
enough.
put it down. It's
Fair
like
enough.
it's almost like the do you remember when they came out with the bigger and blacker edition?
Mm-hmm.
And then like the golden card of that was it was like a big black cock or something like that. Was like the winning card of that deck. Like if you put it down, just everybody's like, all right,
Oh my
just give
God,
it
yeah.
to him.
You
You know?
win. Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
it was a good sniff. If you put that down, I will give you the card. Just
Okay.
Good
out of
sniff.
principle. But this one comes really close. Ham finger. I don't know what that means.
You got one of the. I think you just have a fat finger.
I don't know, man.
You got one of them ham fingers.
finger.
All right. So we got a random generator here since we don't have cards.
Okay,
You guys down?
fair enough. Let's do
Sure,
it.
let's do
Let's
a
do
couple.
it. All right. $20 would buy blank.
Should we do 10 seconds on the clock?
Yes.
All right, get it ready. 3, 2, 1.
All right, I got it.
All right,
Everyone ready?
this is close enough. Yeah, we're good.
All right. $20 would buy, hands down, the best eggnog I've ever had.
$20 would buy more olives than you could possibly understand.
Ooh.
A woman who is so smart that she can predict the movements of 300 birds.
What the
Sounds like a
hell?
prostitute.
Well,
So who won that one? Let us know in the comments down below.
Yes,
We're going to do 2
please.
more rounds of this.
all right. Ready?
Go.
What is harder than prison?
10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Boom.
Oh,
Pick a card. I'll give you
Yeah.
5 more seconds. 5 seconds on the clock.
I mean, can't really choose much here.
Just pick one.
Okay.
Let this be your burn card. So what was it?
What's harder than prison? And I said, insane empanadas.
What's harder than prison? I chose screaming there's a hawk up my ass.
What's harder than prison? These amazing testicles I'm about to share with you.
Ew.
All right,
I
one
think
more.
you should go to the doctors if that's the case.
One more, baby.
One more. All right. Let's see.
I hope this is a good one for Hamfinger.
This one requires 2
Okay.
blanks.
No, let's skip that.
Skip
Those
that?
get needlessly complicated.
All right. Who would I torch alive? Why are these?
This might get us banned from fucking YouTube.
Yeah, what the hell is this?
No, people play Cards Against Humanity.
Oh my god.
All right.
LGBT. Yeah, go ahead.
I got one. Whenever y'all are ready,
All right, go for it.
read it out again.
Who would I torch alive?
Mr. Poop!
Mr. Poop.
Get out of here, Mr. Poop.
Who would I torch alive? The LGBTQT community or whatever it is going to come after me, but the lesbians of Iowa.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Okay.
Good lord.
It was the one that fit the best. So.
Who would I torch alive? I mean, nothing really makes sense except Kim Kardashian, but with spider legs.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Hey, sad to say, AI disappoints.
I will miss you, Hamfinger.
I don't think it disappoints. I think it's
Listen,
just.
I don't think it was at all what you were expecting it to be, Zaid.
Yeah, I was
yeah,
expecting
yeah.
something else.
Yeah.
You were expecting like, what are the origins of the universe? Like,
Oh my god.
what
if
is-
we were to
what
split,
is consciousness to a machine?
What is the
if
mystery?
we were to split already split atoms, what do you think would? No.
Is
That was a
consciousness
disappointment.
subjective or is it shared?
Shared, boy. Come on, man. Yeah. I would like to reminisce on the
No.
times. All right, thank you
Thank
again
you
for
for
joining.
Go on.
I would like to reminisce on the times where we used to go to the movie theaters a lot.
You mean right now?
Right now,
I mean, if the movies
We're
is there
allowed
any
to go to
good-
the movies now?
Are there any good movies playing right now?
not really. There's like
No.
the origin story of G.I. Joe or whatever.
Oh, yeah. It's
Did
definitely
Jungle-
a movie I want to
Did
watch.
Jungle Cruise come out already? With Dwayne the Rock?
No, no, it did not. The only movies right now were literally Godzilla and then what are the other 2?
Godzilla.
They're all trash.
Oh,
They're all trash.
they're all
so far.
trash except for that horror movie, The Conjuring. Are
I just realized my fly has been down this entire episode.
you serious?
Yep.
Oh no. Oh no.
You are an embarrassment to society.
Maybe I was
You
just
trying to show people that ham finger?
Maybe-
You're an absolute embarrassment to the world.
Oh man.
Come on, that was
funny.
good.
That was good. Your ham finger.
No, that's my subtle way of bringing up our sponsor today, Saks
Whoa.
underwear. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
Although I'm not. I wish we were sponsored by them. Their
Yeah.
underwear is A1.
Soon enough.
Really?
Yeah, SAXX. They're a little on the expensive side, but if you're wearing like a dress suit like this,
Beautiful, right?
bellissima.
I need to
keep-
get some
keeps
pair.
his ham finger
I
in
need to
check,
get a pair.
but-
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Oh yeah.
As you rudely interrupted him with your
With my ham
fucking
finger.
underwear commercial.
No.
It's our,
Yeah.
it's our corporate sponsor, not sponsored
No.
by sponsored, not sponsored
Not sponsored.
by
Bye-bye.
Saks.
Yeah. Not sponsored. I would just like to reminisce on the times where we were 100% before COVID, right? Before we knew, we used to make fun of people with masks, basically.
Still do.
No, even before COVID, I'm like, I get it. You know, this world's fucking filthy, man. Like everywhere you go, it's just like also the air quality in LA is shit.
Yeah.
Like I understand why they had the masks on. Like it made sense to me. I'm not gonna wear one, or I wasn't back then.
Yeah.
You know, I wear one now.
But do you see how, like, do you honestly believe that you have changed since then?
No. Because my life has gone exactly how it would go without it.
But did it really though? I mean, without you realizing, things were shut down around you.
I mean, sure,
Like-
my mentality has changed in terms of like, okay, there are a lot more stupid people out there than I first thought. There are a lot more people who are willing to be obedient than I first thought.
Here we go.
And that government and large scale entities are willing to do anything to take control.
Well, I'm going to be the counter to that claim.
Fair enough.
I don't blame people, at least in the very beginning, and
Mhm.
up until like even I would say 3 to 4 months ago, you know, I don't blame them for being socially distant. Actually, up until the vaccines came out, like I don't blame people for being socially distant, staying inside, wearing the masks, hand sanitizer. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a pandemic that's going around. There's a virus that, even though it's a low chance, there's still a chance that it'll kill you if you get it, you know, or even worse, you know, you might have negative side effects for the rest of your life. You know, like your respiratory system might be permanently damaged. There's a potential chance, I think, for brain damage,
Yeah.
actually. Like, it was pretty gnarly if you lived from it. Like, there could be some bad stuff. Like, I think there's even people who have lost their sense of smell and taste. They still haven't gotten it back. And it's like,
Sure, definitely
6 to
exists.
8 months later, you
Yeah.
know? So I don't blame people for being inside and doing this and that. When the vaccines started coming out, I can see why you were like, okay, I get, you know, people, how obedient people are, this and that. I can understand your point of view. But at the same time, you know, a lot of those people were like, getting these vaccines are how we get back to the whole back to normal thing, right? Like, that's how we get back to what it was before. But so I can understand where you're like obedience, like people are like, just bow down to the government, man. Like, don't do any self research.
Not just that.
man.
Not
Like,
just that. It also reveals how many people have this authoritarian drive within themselves.
now, when you say authoritarian drive, you don't mean in the sense that they are, but rather they prefer to live under an authoritarian style. Which, by the way, I don't think anything that has happened so far has been authoritarian, at least in the United
No,
States.
not that they prefer to live, the way they act towards other people.
Oh, so you mean in terms of like pushing ideology?
Everything.
Okay,
They become tyrants.
I could see what you mean by that. Yeah, that was interesting how for example, you know about all the taking vitamin D, and like there's all those other stuff you should be doing, like exercising regularly, this and that. I actually read an article, and I'm pretty sure it was published by either the CDC or the WHO, where they said vitamin D has little to no effect
That is bullshit.
on COVID
Complete
whatsoever.
horseshit.
But like almost every person that I've either talked to or, you know, was on Joe Rogan's podcast, Dr. Rhonda Patrick's research, like almost every person who took vitamin D, their symptoms were either severely lessened or the time that they spent being sick was reduced.
I'd argue it's more effective than the vaccines, considering that Moderna's is now at 38% effective,
It keeps falling.
coming from the people of Israel, scientists from Israel.
Well,
Oh, and then here you
you
go.
know-
Have to take another booster shot. Wait 6 months. Take another booster shot.
you know, I'm not trying to get political about it.
Mhm.
Like, you know, everybody's got their views and this and that, but I don't know. I don't know what to say about vaccines anymore at this point. Get them. Get them if you want them. Please do.
Don't if you don't want to. Who cares?
Yeah.
Move on.
It's a pandemic of the unvaccinated, even though hundreds and thousands of people who are already vaccinated are catching COVID.
Listen, the way I see it is that if you're unhealthy, don't get a vaccine and don't get COVID.
I'm also on the side of, if you don't get the vaccine, you should still be wearing a mask in public. Just not, you know, not because you're going to get it necessarily, but just for the courtesy of everybody else. It's like, is a mask really oppressive?
No.
Meanwhile, while over in Europe, they just passed the vaccination passports. And I think did they pass one in Canada?
Canada's about as authoritarian as it gets. France as well.
No, that's not true. North Korea is.
Well,
But
in terms of the whole vaccine situation, but France as well, Israel. I know there was a huge protest in France. It was probably like 150,000 people on the streets.
Well, they just passed the vaccination report thing, where the only place you can technically go is like the grocery store. And even then, like, it's still pretty strict to
Mhm.
get in and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why all that's been going on. But like, you know, I don't want to get super political about the vaccines. Like we said, get them if you want them. If you don't, please
Don't.
just wear a mask for the courtesy of everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, come on. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just wait. Just wear the mask until it all blows over.
Yeah. It'll all
Which-
blow over.
Yeah.
Once one of the operations goes through.
Operations.
What operation?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
What are you conducting?
Well,
over there?
apparently, bro, everyone just like likes to just put out these mysterious things, you know? These
Like what?
mysterious headlines. the CDC agrees. The CDC doesn't agree all of a sudden. Suddenly, it's just, dude, it feels like it's a game at this point. But like I said, I don't want to get political.
I mean, I will. This is the last thing I'll say about
Sure.
it. Right.
I don't wanna get
This isn't
political,
even
but-
about the vaccine.
I'm not going to get political, but hey,
This isn't even. This
I'm
isn't
running for
even-
president.
Yeah.
This isn't even the vaccine. This is more of just the CDC and the WHO.
Yes.
I can understand that, the CDC and the WHO, they haven't always been 100% right. But at the same time, they're working with updating information. Even though the vitamin D shit, like when that first came out, they had to do a study on it before they can put that out there because they're under the scrutiny of the entire scientific community rather than just some people online.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. So they want to be 100% or as close as to certain as they can about certain things other than, as a comparison to others. For example, the one that never really made sense to me was the lab leak theory.
What is that?
Like, I remember when COVID first started, like when you and I were on our way to Denver, the CDC and the WHO were discussing the lab leak theory, right?
Mhm.
And it was a minor discussion. It was like a subtopic of the overall discussion of, was this like genetically modified in a lab,
Yeah.
right? Which I don't care about that anymore at this point. It's already out in the world. So what does it matter if it was genetically modified at this point? But like, I just remember when we were in Denver, like a couple weeks afterwards, there was like a hardline stance of this did not come from a lab.
Yeah.
And now it's been reversed by a lot of people too.
Exactly.
So
I don't
funny how
know.
it all works.
It's crazy, dude. The thing is, you don't know who to trust anymore. So the doctor is supposed to be an expert. You trust them, but then the higher officials tell you that's wrong, and then the doctors go ahead and change their answer, and then you're just like, what is going on?
Although, what's also not a great
is going on?
response to this
Yeah.
this vaccination card or passport or whatever, are like people like the I think there was a doctor in SoCal who just got arrested for printing fake vaccine cards.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think she printed like some ridiculous amount, like 4,000 or 40,000 fake vaccine cards or some shit, and was selling them to people.
Yeah.
She was a licensed physician. you
That's
know?
wild.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So shit like that is also not helpful
Mhm.
to anybody. Like,
Yeah. It just that's
So-
what makes protocols just so like disastrous to deal with. Right. TSA, all that crap. You think TSA was just TSA like that its entire life? No, dude. It was easy to get through the airport back in the day. But then
Before the
People
shoe
ruin it.
bomber came around.
yeah, just people ruin it.
can I ask you guys a question about this because we're still on this topic?
Yeah.
Gain of function research. Is this politicized at this point?
Yeah, of course.
It
Everything is.
It's fucking. I'm trying to approach it from like a purely scientific perspective then. Because I don't give a shit about the politics of
Yeah.
it. It's just like what it is. You know what gain of function research is, right? Or would you like me to elaborate?
Barely. If you can elaborate, that would be awesome.
Yeah, so gain of function in a very simplified version essentially is when scientists go out into the world, or better yet, study diseases from animals
Yes.
and see if one, they can transmit to humans, two, how deadly they are, and three, like what's their efficacy of spreading across a population, things of that nature, right?
Mm.
And so the whole argument with gain of function research is it necessary? Like, do we need to go out of our way to study these dangerous diseases, right, in order to make people safer?
Mhm.
Or should we just leave it as it is, right? Like, we'll deal with the virus when it comes to us.
Mhm.
So I'm like, if that's going to be a political thing, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Because I was thinking from a scientific.
It's hard, dude. We could take philosophy and make it political. That's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
here's the thing that I don't get is that they're actively picking viruses and making them more transmissible, like from species to species.
No.
From what I understand,
I mean, that's genetically modifying. That's not gain of function.
that's the argument for the SARS-2 COVID.
Okay, well, that's not what gain of function research is supposed to be. That's something
Okay.
that's like genetically modifying diseases to make them spread through,
Mhm.
human populations more. I don't know about that. I mean, I thought when they were doing gain of function, they were just saying it was like, we're studying these, so if a problem does arise in the future, we have a way to combat it, right? We know how to deal with X, Y, and Z. So, I mean, I get it from that perspective, but at the same time, I'm like, there's a lot of money you could be pumping into other shit that probably has a greater, return. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, we do know that Fauci started the gain of function. Fauci ouchie.
Fauci.
He didn't even
like,
go,
waiting for it.
dude.
Yeah.
He didn't even go to the federal government for permission to start gain of function research up again,
What do you mean?
and that's proven. Like he just decided to go through with gain of function through China or any other countries that might be available. And the whole argument is that okay, he stands to benefit financially, stands to benefit power wise.
Mhm.
Of course, you get into whole conspiracy things, which is a whole rabbit hole that we're not going to discuss.
Yeah.
Ouch.
There's a lot
Fauci
of bullshit
ouchie.
out there though.
I saw that on somebody's lawn. I got the Fauci ouchie. Thanks, Dr. Fauci.
That
Like
is
I've seen
so
so
funny.
many of those. I'm
That
like,
is so
Let me
funny.
virtue signal
The Fauci.
the fact that I got
Thanks,
4
Dr.
vaccination shots.
Yeah.
It is what it is though.
It really is. What
yeah,
It is.
it is
It
what
really
it
is what it
is.
Yeah. Well, I would like to say that I have now been 2 weeks off sugar, except for today.
You broke the fast.
So
The sugar
Can I
fast.
tell you about my head level?
No.
it's clear.
Okay, guys. So we need, someone has to go.
We're ending this episode. We're
For the
ending this
second time.
podcast. I'm sick of this shit.
All right. But it's crazy. To any of you that drink or consume sugar.
Well, we had
All of you.
We had Martinelli.
Yeah, we had Martinelli, so I said drink. But whoever consumes sugar, I really want you to just experiment with your body, Go, I would say, at least 5 days without sugar. And I really mean it. Like, look into your bread even and just see if it has sugar. Just try to eliminate it as much as possible. And if you do try it, just come and talk to me. So we can relate.
Since I
We
ate
can
a
relate on
DM.
this head level, this masterpiece of a balanced world,
Well, bread, by the way, it's sugar.
basically.
It doesn't need to contain any added sugar. It just
I mean, I don't think people realize how addictive sugar is. Like we talked about it on one of our previous, health-related episodes
Mhm.
of the studies that they did with rats, where they put them into I think it was a little cage or whatever, and the floor was electrified, and on the other side of the floor was it sugar water?
Yeah.
Or was it
Yeah.
cocaine? No, they
I
had
think it was
cocaine.
either. It was
I
both.
thought it was they had. Oh yeah, you're right. It
was
was
both.
yeah, sugar and cocaine on the other side, and they had to walk across the electric fence. And then once they got over there, they chose the sugar water almost every single time
Wow.
over the cocaine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even though both are sweet.
So that was the argument that like sugar's more addictive than Coke.
That's crazy.
Which is not Coca-Cola, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it used to be Coca-Cola.
This is the Coke from Bogota.
Oh, okay.
Bogota.
I got you.
But yeah, you've been feeling like mentally clear.
Mentally clear.
Yeah.
My energy levels are very consistent. You actually don't need major crap. Like for example, all you need is the bean. The coffee bean. That's all you need. You don't need sugar. You don't need additives. Like I realized that I think my how I perceived coffee was around a frap.
Really?
Yeah. Which is a milkshake.
So it's a milkshake, dude, with a little bit of coffee.
Yeah.
It's like
Shitty coffee at that.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Hold on. No caramel. No vanilla bean.
So you didn't drink just straight black coffee?
I didn't for the longest time. I would say like maybe that was 3 years ago. That's when I slowly started to transition into like, what's up with just plain old coffee? Like, why haven't I tried that? It's so weird. I'm just used to like that whole, white girl
Mm.
thing where I just go in, hi,
You know,
You know?
I used to hate
Take the-
coffee.
17 pumps of hazelnut. Dude, I kid you
Get your
not.
daily
If you look at
dose.
some people's receipts, I
All right,
love
you're
that
good.
Starbucks does this, by the way. They had the little receipt on the side. So they show you like every star request that you had.
Dude, I've seen some ridiculous
I've seen
ones.
one where it literally went off of the cup and then had to wrap underneath.
It became its own bag.
One time
Just
this
wraps around.
it was actually the woman who ordered it. She was in front of me in line, and then
Yeah.
I went up to the person afterwards, and I'm like, I'm really easy, just a tall black
Yeah.
coffee, and she's like, oh
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank the Lord.
She's like, hey, you said vanilla bean, hazelnut, caramel, soy, half and half milk. I don't even know
More
what that
soy.
means. I don't
Actually,
even know
can
what
you
that
make that a instead of half and half? Can you make that a quarter? That doesn't exist.
Yeah, that doesn't exist. Well, I want it half. And
Well, just
half.
put half of the half and half, then it's a quarter.
Yeah. I'll take
what?
a quarter, half and half.
A quarter.
A quarter, half and thirds. What? Anyway, I don't know why I
Anyway,
went on
yeah.
that rant, but
But yeah, I used to hate coffee growing up with a passion. I hated the flavor. I still really don't like the buzz that it gives you. Like sometimes it's like, you wake up, you had a long night, but you had to wake up early anyway, so you're just like no sleep. I need something.
Yeah.
So like a coffee, I like it at that point, but when I just wake up normally, I don't like
It's
the
a very
caffeine
frantic
buzz.
Yeah.
energy.
It's
Yeah.
weird.
It's like jittery.
It's like you're sweating
Yeah.
weirdly sometimes if you drink too much of it.
It's like, why
Well,
is
we
my
love.
ass sweating?
See, the thing is, black coffee is made to sip, right? We can all agree we are the coffee
What
sippers.
else do you do?
Well,
know,
actually,
but
if it's cold, I can just chug it.
I can't chug coffee. I don't know
Ah.
why. It just has
If
that-
it's cold, like the nitro cold brews
Yeah.
at Starbucks,
I like to just like whirl it
not the
around.
can,
Just swirls.
Yeah, you like to whirl it around, yeah?
swish it a little bit.
But I think the best way to drink coffee is not when you're tired. It's when you've had enough rest, but it's still early enough.
Yeah, because then you're in hyperdrive mode.
Yeah. Like you're at a good starting point. But if you already woke up anxious because you only got 3 hours of sleep and you're like, God, I got to get through this day, I'm pretty sure you'd have a better chance of not having coffee. You'd have a better day if
Yeah,
you just didn't have coffee.
considering that coffee makes you anxious as well. So
I would rather have a chill day than a frantic chill day. Just
give me
dying.
the chill
yeah.
day, baby.
But
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, but sorry, I wanted to finish my story.
Oh, sorry.
The
Go.
older I've gotten, I never even put the milk or the creamer or the sugar or any of that shit
Yeah.
in there. I just went from I hate coffee to just straight black coffee. And now I enjoy the flavor of it, but I've always loved the smell.
Yeah.
The
I was going to
smell.
ask you, I was about to ask
Yeah.
you, what's your favorite part about coffee?
It's the smell.
The smell. Yeah.
It's so good.
It smells like morning and freshness and good times.
There's just something about it.
So bitter.
Fresh grind, the
Yeah.
roast, a little bit of water.
Dude, just say less. Go to Coffee Bean right now.
That's the good. No, we should go to the
Tierra Mia.
Tierra Mia. Yeah, that
Yes.
place is.
That place
Tierra
is
Mia.
bomb.
Yeah, if you're in they have one in Fullerton, and then they have one. What's that place? It's a little bit farther up north.
Sacramento?
No, not Sacramento.
Where?
Not that
Up
far.
north.
No, it's like it's from our location on a map. It's northwest.
Oh.
It's a little city.
Brea.
Is it Brea?
Yeah, it's Brea La Habra.
Yeah, La Habra.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
They have one in La Habra, one in Fullerton. Tierra Mia. That shit is
Yeah.
delectable.
There's one in Tustin as well.
Oh, is there?
Yep.
Yeah, they
There's
make
one in Santa Ana too.
They make good coffee.
Yeah, they really, really do. And they
Yeah.
have like a great variety of breakfast choices too.
Also, another coffee place we should shout out because we probably have in the past.
Yeah.
Just they're worth bringing up again. Moon Goat.
There we
Oh,
go.
big moon goat. Yeah,
Big Moon Goat guy.
we have fond memories of moon goat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shout out to Moon Goat. They've always been awesome.
They
to
make
us.
great coffee. If Moon
They
Goat
do.
wants to sponsor us, I would be more than happy to push their products.
Dude, 100%.
I would absolutely do that. Their
Yeah.
shit is delicious.
What better than the local folks? You know what I'm saying? Ah, guys, it has been a day.
It has been a journey.
And today it has been a day. And I would like to say that we love and appreciate every single one of you. I am done joking around for now. We seriously mean it. Thank you for tuning in all these episodes. Thank you so much for being there, communicating with us, engaging, commenting. Literally, we see your presence whether you're present or not.
Yeah.
And analytically speaking,
Speak it out, son.
it has grown and grown and grown. And honestly, we only are striving to do better. And yeah, from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate all of you. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Saeed.
It's been Zaid.
This has been Logan.
Back to our good old outro.
Before we fully close it off,
Sure.
I think it would be fair to ask Zaid, is there anything you would like to say? Our final congratulatory, we made it to a hundo. We kept it 100.
We always keep it 100, but it's just it's a big milestone, but it's also a small milestone because there's a lot of work to do. But yeah, the first of many.
100%.
That's all I can say.
First of many.
And of course, we appreciate the love. So
I'll try to keep it short and sweet. Thank you for watching. We love you. We're looking forward to making more stuff for you in the future. Thank you.
100%.
boom.
You guys heard it,
We cannot say thank you enough.
literally.
And with that being said, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube at the 2 a.m. Podcast. We also have a secondary channel called the 2 a.m. Clips, which is going to have a lot more content coming soon to keep you stimulated for 3 to 5 minutes at a time.
Oh, baby.
So also, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also leave a 5-star review on Apple
Oh, give us
Podcasts.
a
We greatly
5-star.
appreciate that. We love all the little notes and comments and stuff you leave for us in the section down below. And on that note, we'll see you next time, guys.
Peace.